The summer of 2025 scorched Frankfurt, shattering heat records and draining the main river to historic lows. The city slowed to a crawl as people hid indoors, but the heat seeped in everywhere, turning homes into ovens. Parks wilted, construction halted, and the usual city sounds faded beneath the relentless hum of air conditioners. Vulnerable residents, especially the elderly and sick, faced real danger, with hospitals overwhelmed by heat-related emergencies. The heat wave exposed deep social inequalities, as those without access to cool spaces suffered most. This wasn't just a local crisis. Similar extremes were unfolding worldwide. A clear sign that climate change is here and now. The silent scorch of that summer was a wake-up call for everyone. To understand Frankfurt's heat wave, we must look at the science. Earth is warming rapidly, driven by human activities like burning fossil fuels. Greenhouse gases trap heat, causing more frequent and intense weather extremes. Heat waves, storms, droughts, and floods. Melting ice sheets and glaciers threaten water supplies and raise sea levels, while the loss of Arctic sea ice accelerates warming. Oceans absorb much of this heat and carbon dioxide, leading to rising sea levels and acidification that devastate marine life. Coral reefs are bleaching and dying, and the health of our oceans, vital to the planet, is in crisis. The evidence is overwhelming. Our climate is changing faster than ever before. The world we once knew is becoming more volatile and dangerous. The planet is sending us a clear signal of distress. Climate models warn that Europe faces a future of regular intense heat waves. Frankfurt's 2025 summer could soon be the norm. Southern Europe will endure harsher droughts, while the north faces heavier rains and floods, making water management and farming unpredictable. Scientists fear we may cross tipping points. Irreversible changes like the collapse of major ocean currents, which could disrupt Europe's climate entirely. The choices we make now, policies, technologies, and lifestyles will shape our future. These projections are warnings, not certainties. The window to act is closing fast. Europe stands at a crossroads. Climate change ripples through every aspect of life, destroying habitats, disrupting food and water supplies, and threatening biodiversity. Forests burn, crops fail, and the timing of natural events unravels, putting species and food security at risk. Extreme heat and poor air quality endanger health, while new diseases spread as insects expand their range. Mental health suffers under the stress of an uncertain future. Economic costs soar as disasters multiply, hitting the most vulnerable hardest and driving climate migration. Social tensions rise as people are forced to move, straining resources in new regions. Climate change deepens inequality, with those least able to adapt suffering most. The impacts are global, interconnected, and growing. Climate change is reshaping global politics, fueling competition for water, food, and land. Disputes over resources and climate-driven migration strain international relations and demand new legal frameworks. Melting Arctic ice opens new shipping routes and resource frontiers, sparking geopolitical rivalries and military buildups. Climate diplomacy is now central, with nations negotiating agreements like the Paris Agreement to limit warming. Small island states, facing existential threats from rising seas, demand urgent global action. The pursuit of resources in fragile environments carries immense risks for both ecosystems and political stability. Only international cooperation can address these complex challenges. The challenge is immense, but solutions exist. We must rapidly cut greenhouse gas emissions by shifting to renewable energy, solar, wind, and geothermal, and phasing out fossil fuels. Building resilient cities, smarter infrastructure, and sustainable agriculture will help us adapt to unavoidable changes. Nature-based solutions, restoring forests, wetlands, and mangroves, absorb carbon and protect communities. International cooperation is essential. Wealthier nations must support developing countries with resources and technology. Every action counts, from policy to personal choices. Working with nature and each other, we can build a sustainable, resilient future. Our shared future depends on united global action. Frankfurt's imagined heatwave is a glimpse of what's coming if we fail to act. Climate change is already reshaping our world. Its impacts are visible in our cities, health, and natural systems. The science is clear, and the time for debate is over. We have the solutions: clean, energy-resilient cities, restored ecosystems, and global cooperation. What's needed now is courage, political will, and a shared sense of responsibility. Let Frankfurt's story be a call to action for all of us, leaders, citizens, and communities. The future is not yet written. We can choose a path of sustainability and hope. The time to act is now.